Okay. All right. Should be good. The audio should be fine. From what I see, I'm in the green. Everything's picking up okay. All right. Gonna wait just a few minutes, make sure everything's optimal. Alright, so I'm just making sure that my audio is listenable on my headphones here. It should be okay. Alright, so I'm just making sure that my audio is listenable on my headphones here. It should be okay. Yeah, 100%. Now let's listen to a video real quick. Actually, tell you what. Actually, tell you what. I'm gonna keep this over here. Play my video here. Alright, so this is going to be pretty cut and dry. I'm going to be addressing a response that Brett made to Atheist Jr.
Actually,
regarding...
tell you what. I'm going to keep this over here. Play my video. I'm going to turn my gain up just a little bit here. Should be good.
Alright, so this is going to be pretty cut and dry. I'm going to be addressing
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
that
Yeah, we're
Brett
good.
made to Atheist Jr.
Actually,
regarding...
tell you what. We're good. Golden. I'm going to keep this over here. Play my video. I'm going to turn my gain up just a little bit here. Awesome. Okie dokie. So, now we wait just a couple of minutes.
Matter of fact, I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Secure enough to get into a debate.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Or maybe they realized that, atheists that is, that their arguments don't hold water and Christians have better arguments and they just can't debate us anymore.
That's a good point. That's actually something I brought up a while back. You're going to probably think that.
Anyway, so I sent the link over to them. I don't know, maybe they'll see it, maybe they won't. I don't care. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and read this disclaimer here. So, Brett, you put your videos out onto a public forum where people are allowed, under the terms of fair use, to freely critique and make commentary about your ideas. Your drama and slanderous attack videos directed towards people you call your acquaintances or friends, any claims of cyberstalking, any claims of harassment, or any claims of nonsensical "I wanted to have friendly discussions" are hereby negated from this point forward. If this stream goes down or any of my other videos about you on this channel go down, I'll know exactly who did it. And I'll re-upload it on another channel, just like you've done with the entirety of your archive for the last 10 years on multiple channels that have either been terminated or deleted by your own hand. You should have never come back to YouTube, and your very presence here is a violation of the terms of service. I mean, that being said, you had your chance to face me like a man, and you ran away like the dog that you are. So, I just wanted to air out some things about this, and I'm not going to respond to any further attempts at contact either by Brett Keane or through Proper's Guide through video. If they want to chat, and really all I want to do is confront Brett on this issue, they can talk to me through here, and we can find a way to set up a room on Google Meets or Discord. No, I'm not stupid enough to show my face, just like Brett hasn't shown his face in over 2 years, because he'll plaster it on his channel and make some stupid "look at this atheist video" and claim victory. So, somebody would be gracious enough to pass the stream over to Brett if he doesn't watch it while it's live. That'd be great, because he has me blocked, and I'm not even going to look at the video replies on it, so he can scream and cry as much as he wants. So, getting into the context, and you can take the story with a grain of salt, I really don't care. On May 12th, 2025, I saw a video of Brett on Proverbs Guy's channel called Random Show, and it kind of struck me. I thought, This dude has never been in a real moderated debate before. Offhandedly, I remembered a tweet from about a year ago. Let's see. Here we go. I got it. Give me just 2 seconds here. So this right here says, and this is from July 25th, 2024, says, I will debate you live on my show. Bring a camera and a microphone, which I'm not stupid enough to bring a camera. I've destroyed over 1,000 atheists in debate, and you can prove to me that you evolved from fish and rats, and I will defend it intelligent design. Will you cower like most non-believers and run? Which Brett ran for my challenge. He clearly read it, and he decided, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to, do a fairgrounds debate challenge with somebody on a forum that isn't my own or one of my friends, so they can, do whatever with the video later if I don't like it and take it down or what have you. So, but we're going to go into that. And I already went over a few more of these details in another video of mine called Brett Keane, Lack of Substance, which is on my channel right now. So, now, I was very careful on how I approached it, and then I posted this comment here. Here we go. This is May 12th, 2025. So, here's me, right? Here's me. Proverbs guys, here. Y'all can pause it and read it. I'm not going to sit here and read it. Now, the details I will go over, however, and I'm going to cross-examine this with a video that Brett put out to Atheist Jr. About a couple of days later. So, there was a topic of the debate, right? And it was going to be, is God immoral? Whereas Atheist Jr.'s debate was going to be about evolution. I don't care enough to argue about evolution. It's already been debated a million times before. Brett doesn't understand it, as he's demonstrated in that previous video he responded to Atheist Jr. with. And but that's not the video we're covering today. So here, now let's see. Right. So Proverbs Guys Ministries, he says, hey, check this out. Right? This is me right here. Okay? You see him, adding me, adding Brett, right? And put down here, small correction. Like, he wouldn't be the affirmative, he would be the negative, and I would have been the affirmative as to the question of whether or not God is immoral, right? Now, in summary, this was a very clear, cut and dry debate challenge with fair terms and a very respectful tone. Note the specificity, note the directness, note the debate topic, note how I ensured that this was in plain English so he could read it and there would be zero discrepancies. Now that we have this in mind, Brett posted a video response a day later on May 13th to what could only be known to me as a separate and previous interaction prior to my comments on Proverbs Guy's channel to a channel called Atheist Jr. And Brett accepted Atheist Jr.'s debate challenge with a comment screenshot and then a subsequent video. That subsequent video is on my channel now in a video response I made on May 14th that I just mentioned called Brett Keane, Lack of Substance, wherein I address once again my own challenge to Brett. That same day, yesterday, May 14th, Brett puts out a video called Atheist Jr. Runs Away for the 100th time. Was it not wanting to load? Ah, here we go. Now I renamed it. Let's see. Shut up. I renamed it. Of course, because I just wanted to make sure that I was able to clarify what was going on in the actual video itself. Here, I named it Brett Keane takes my comment and claims it was an email from Atheist Jr. And this was dated as May 14th, 2025. And if nobody believes me, whoops. There's the right modifier right there. May 14th at 3:15 in the afternoon. And you, Brett deleted this video later that night after that live show that he did with Atheist Jr., wherein, ironically, he didn't bring this up to Atheist Jr., nor did Proverbs Guy. Did Proverbs Guy call him out on it, even though he did watch the video. So, getting back to it. Alright, we're going to skip past his intro. This is just his music. I'm looking for the 2-minute and 15-minute marker. Nope.
He runs away.
Oh, right. Here we go.
He says it can be. Yesterday, I made a video. Here, you can get a paperback or physical copy of my CDs. It's all good.
Okay. So, here you would expect to see another clear screenshot of Atheist Jr. in another comment talking about not wanting to do the challenge anymore or whatever. No, this is not the case, and I'll demonstrate that here today for you.
All right, so yesterday I made a video. I responded to a challenge made by Atheist Jr. He says he wants to debate me, and he says it can be 2-on-1.
Right, and I have that screenshot here as well. This was one day ago, so it was the 13th, May 13th, that he posted this on his, Brett posted this on his channel. This is the initial response to his challenge, right? So Brett's correct on this. This I have no contention with. However, I find it odd that Brett can read this and yet he wasn't able to read who posted my challenge. It's strange, isn't it? So let's get into it.
He doesn't care. He wants to debate. These are the words that he used. I even posted a screenshot of what he said. And I also said that he's done this before, and then he runs away. I don't know why. I don't know why he challenges.
Which, to date, you have not shown any evidence of, nor have you ever talked to him about this live when he's on your show. But, okay, no problem. I guess that's between you and him, but, I mean, if you make a claim like that, I expect to see evidence. Just like how you, like in my video that I made the other day, right? You called him, this guy here, you called him paranoid, and you said he got anxious, and he was just touchy, right? And he got all bent out of shape over email conversations that you two had. Haven't shown those. And by the way, I'm going to demonstrate that this isn't an email. This is my comment, right? He's mixing the two together. I don't know if it's an error on his part or he's deliberately trying to pass it off as an email, like on Gmail or Yahoo or whatever. But either way,
Is me in the first place, makes all these public challenges. The only thing that I can come to mind on this, why he does it, is he's trying to get views. He's
just like you are. Who the hell are you to talk about getting views as if it's an insult to somebody? Oh, you're just trying to get views, even though you say later in this video that you're trying to get as many views as you can on your own channel. So where's the point you're trying to make here as far as views go?
trying to have a justification why he's putting my name in his titles.
Oh, really? You want to talk about putting people's names in titles like, I don't know, offhandedly, maybe Kent Hovind or Matt Powell or, I don't know, maybe Ben from DP. I don't know, just a few names come to mind. I don't know, maybe Trump, got to stake in that old lightning rod, huh?
Challenge, challenge, challenge. And then when I say yes, he makes up whatever reason why he's not going to come. Now, unfortunately, this time I'm a little confused because instead of me interacting with him and wasting countless time when I could be working on new music with my brother Justin Keane, who also has a YouTube channel.
Yeah, go check out my brother, Awesome Sauce the Boss. How's he doing, by the way? No, really, how's he doing? I try to look up, I think it's called Black Death, I think his band's name is. I really try to look him up to listen to his music. I heard it was really good, but couldn't find it. So I have to get a link to that somewhere. I'm going to have to search for it again. This is like, I don't know how long ago it was, but I really do want to legit sit down and listen to his music just to hear it, But either way. Oh, yeah. You're not working on music, by the way, Brett. You're plugging in words to a prompt and then generating a song, right? You're not actually sitting down with blank music sheets and writing out your music or your string theory or your music theory on how these notes can go together and the harmonies and what goes where and how much of this do we have and how much of that instrument do we have, blah blah blah. You're not doing that. You're touching and feeling with an AI program, right? That's not anything considered real work. I can do that, right? I could go right now to an AI program. I can buy an AI program and it can write me a whole album's worth, like the 20 videos that you have on your channel, right? I could go do that right now, but we're doing this right now. So that's going to have to wait.
Spoiler alert, that's a plug. Or working with other musicians and...
Name them, by the way, name them. Name the musicians who would publicly state, yes, I am working with Brett Keane. Name them. Oh, wait, you won't. You can't. And you're lying. But okay.
Writing more epic books and trilogies and all that.
You've released, I think your last book was Afterlife Simulation, and maybe I think a few years after that you put out one more. I don't know, but I actually did read Afterlife Simulation. I read the first 50 or 60 pages of it. Was it a bad book? I mean, it's kind of creepy, to say the least. I mean, I guess that's what you were trying to go for, but I mean, some of the depictions of some of the scenes in it, weren't really tasteful, truthfully. But hey, whatever, you do you. Oh, the writing was terrible, by the way. Like, the actual formatting of the writing, that was garbage.
I didn't want to waste my time going back and forth with this guy.
Then why are you making this video right now? Why did you make all of this over the past 2 days? All of this is because you wanted to put this guy's expanded face on your video and say, look, this atheist ran from me. No, he didn't. He showed up to the live stream, which you can go watch right now, and we'll mention that in a minute.
I don't treat him the same way I treat other atheists.
No, you don't, because in a live show, you treat him like, oh, let's all play nicey nice and huggy hug, guys. Let's all play nice and hold hands together. And then on this video here, you're gonna go in, you're gonna rip him a new butthole. You're gonna tear this guy a new asshole because you're that much of a dick. Anyway. Oh yeah, case in point, you're just a hypocrite.
If an atheist says they want to have a discussion, I always put my link out on my live shows and allow people to come in. This guy has actually came in a couple times in the past.
Yeah, so when did he run? Still waiting for that, you know what I mean? Like, why don't you show that in a video? How many times he's quote-unquote ran from you?
And he embarrassed himself. I didn't embarrass him. I didn't go off on him or scream or yell or anything like that. He embarrassed himself because he said that he's related to a chihuahua. He said that he's part banana.
another straw man about evolution, but I've already addressed that in my previous video. Now, the interesting thing, you say that you put out your link to people to publicly come in and talk to you. No, what you do is you put out a link, and that goes to a third-party site, which leads you to a backstage. And then you have to turn it, and then you make them turn on their camera and microphone for you so you can get a good look at their face, right? And a good little, time to have a screenshot party with it, right? And then you can decide whether or not you want to keep them in the room or not. It doesn't matter. Now, you say it's because you've been P-bombed, right? I know what that means. People know what that means. Go look up what that means. I'm not going to say it on here. Nobody has ever P-bombed one of your live shows. And I defy you, in private or wherever you think would be appropriate, to show the video evidence of you getting P-bombed. $50. There you go. So, second, this right here, this is what he does to you if you actually do show your face. He's not looking for you to bury a man or anything. He's doing this to goad people on so he can insult the way that they look later on a video. The only reason you want things done on your channel is to boot people for the smallest of infractions if they start making some good points, or you're able to delete it later and attempt to erase it from public record when you don't do so well, right? I actually did sit through this, through a bit of this conversation between you and him. He's a very meek and mild, nice guy, right? So it was easy for you to kind of talk over him and cut him off and, say whatever you want. Well, what about this and what about that? Well, you don't think that people just spontaneously turn from monkeys to humans, do you? I listened to it. And it was so easy just to kind of walk all over him, right? But if somebody were to cut you off, you'd get all pissed off and tell them to shut up, wouldn't you? Either way.
This is what he said, and people laughed at him. They mocked him. That's his problem,
Who? Who did? Your butt buddies? Who? Tell me who.
not mine. He's the one that holds to the idea that he's genetically related to a tree that's billions of years old that branches off into all kinds of different species. And he's connected to all of them, according to him, some more than others.
That's not what he said in the live stream. That's not what he said at all. And that's not what he said on video either. I'm pretty sure if I go back to listen to his channel on his videos, he's going to talk about something called speciation and common ancestry. Again, two things you know nothing about. But hey, whatever.
I also suggested for him that he watch my videos where
Why would anybody want to do that? I mean, for real, it's just the same thing over and over again. Except for this stuff, because this is kind of fun. But hey, you do you.
I question evolution and talk about some of the issues I have.
You don't question it. You make declarative statements, and you you pontificate about not facts, but you pontificate about strawman arguments that you've made up in your head, and then say, "Well, I'm just questioning it." No, you're declaring it to be nonsensical, even though you have nothing to support it. Right? You have nothing to support the claims that you make about it. But all right.
I thought that would give him the opportunity to sit down and think about the questions, do some research, and if he can debunk or refute me, go for it. But
the question that you asked on the previous video, that's in my video, right, on my channel, you asked him one question. As a matter of fact, you asked him two questions, right? You asked him, "What is this so important to you for? Did your daddy get bashed in by a bunch of apes or a bunch of gorillas or something? What's the point here?" And I've already addressed it there, so I'm going to leave it there. But that's the questions you asked him. You didn't ask him anything actually cogent about evolution. That's that's another lie right here. But either way.
But he refused to do that. He said, "No, I want to do a real-time debate." So
He's referring to my comment he's about to pull up here, by the way.
said, "Okay, for the 100th time, I've accepted his challenge," and he is doing some kind of unusual nonsense. I'm not really sure if this is a yes or no, but as many of you know, if you watched the last video, I put I don't care about evolution.
You cared enough about it to make a 2-hour live stream about it. But I don't care about, and all the videos on your channel about it, and all the previous videos on your channels, on your previous channels about it, and on your other web pages about it. Okay, sure.
To me, it's a dead case. It's something that thousands of scientists are denying and disagreeing with and coming out publicly.
Yeah, scientists are allowed to disagree with things. That's kind of how the process works, right? It gets debated over, actually, by people who know what they're talking about. And they bring actual facts and, you know, studies and evidence to the table, and they say, here's the reasons why I think this model doesn't work. Let's kind of see if we can fit this model better with it. Let's see if these facts and this evidence here might, you know, fit better to what we're talking about here, or how we move forward with how we address it, right? You don't do that. You have no idea about what kind of process that is, and it's laughable. But
showing information about how a lot of it's lies. There's been many cases of crime
by Christian apologetics websites, by the way, that you pulled from, you know, those sources. But hey, I mean, you've never actually taken a look at a single study and gone through it, you know, like talking about the source, who it comes from, when it was posted, when it was, you know, like what the DOI is. You don't talk about like the parameters they set up to kind of look at these things, and you know, you haven't looked at the body of evidence that they bring to the table. You haven't looked at the conclusions. You haven't looked at the discussions. You haven't looked at the tables that they bring. You haven't looked at any of that, and nor have you analyzed it in a intellectually honest way. You just kind of peruse through headlines and say, well, this is how I formulate my opinion about it, and there you go.
And fraud done in the science community whenever it comes to this particular field of science. So, I mean, it pretty much does the work for me. I don't have to do anything. Just not something I care about. Maybe you have the impression, Junior, that I do care because I'm buddies somewhat with Kent Hogan.
You're not buddies with him, by the way. I'm glad you mentioned that, but we'll later. There's a few minute markers I have here, and I'm gonna, like, when I get to that one about Ken Hovind. First and foremost, you're not buddies with Ken Hovind. I'll tell you that much. And second, if you are buddies with him, you know, kind of a weird relationship you got with him. So let's carry on for now.
Listen to his videos from time to time. I like Kent's sense of humor mostly, but there's nothing really Kent has said for years that I don't already know, to be fair. Now let's take a look at your email. I'm not really sure if the...
Okay, so this is the whole thing right here. Let's take a look at your email. It's not an email. It's a comment that I posted on Proverbs Guy's video, right? Where was it? I just had it. Here we go. There we go. All right, so you can compare this text here. He goes. What he does is he skipped. I know full well he saw this whole comment. I know he did, because let's see. Compare it to mine, right? This right here is where he cut it off, right? Because this part's up here he wouldn't be able to have his plausible deniability at all. I mean, either way, you could go look at this. This is probably still on his channel, Proverbs Guy's channel's video. He tacks Atheist Junior's face on it, right, and says it's his email. It ain't, right? This is my comment, and I'm willing to bet it's still up on Proverbs Guy's channel. So you can compare the text here. I mean, it's clear as day. So let's look at your email, you lying scumbag. You lying scumbag. I love how you're careful not to scroll down or scroll up too far on this either.
This is a yes or no or what it is. It sounds like another puss out nonsense from this guy. And this is pussy nonsense, ladies and gentlemen. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri.
Yeah, the show me state. Missouri, the show me the... It's just too easy, dude. How about show me your face, Brett? It's been 2 years since I've seen it. How about you show me your face, like you demand of everybody else that comes to you and interacts with you? Come on. Show me your face. How about that?
If you call someone out, if you step up on somebody and tell them that you want a piece, you want a little, come get some, and then the person accepts and then you don't show up, or you start babbling more nonsense, that's what we call a puss from Missouri. A wimp. A nobody.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody.
Let's take a look at the email. Stephen provided...
Not an email, my comment, by the way, that you knew full well that Atheist Jr. didn't write, and now you're using to dig into him and call him a coward and run away.
This for me, in case you all want to know. Because Stephen was set up to go talk to him. And I don't mean set up like a mouse to cheese on a trap type of thing. He was basically assigned to talk to this idiot so we could do this conversation. I don't normally want to call people names or get personal. That's not my thing. But when a person continues to aggravate over and over like an obsessive cyber stalker...
By the way, nobody's cyber stalking you. You put out your videos in a public forum where people can see it openly. You haven't privated any of these videos that you make. And you haven't... you don't have like an exclusive... section wherein you like of the internet wherein you're all by yourself and nobody can come and interact with you, right? That nobody would publicly know about. So cyberstalk, I really don't think you know what you're talking about. But anyway, and by the way, responding, say even if this was by Atheist Jr., this isn't cyber stalking. This is just responding to a dialogue between you two. This isn't cyber stalking. You're such a victim, dude. You're such a victim.
It's annoying. So the sentences broke off up here, but we'll start from there. Out on to a more well-known...
Why don't you go look at the full comment? Oh, wait, you already did and said, well, I need to crop this out. This other guy said, I'm going to make it look like Atheist Jr. said it.
For him, let's face it, he won't. Okay, so right here, and let's thousands of people judge how we do. Not a channel that hosts only secularist or Christian audiences. Well, who the hell else would do that?
Modern day debate or some other, unbiased debate channels. I guarantee you could find some that would encourage both, secularists and Christians and whoever the hell else wants to be in there and have a balanced and fair, a perspective on what's being talked about. You make it seem as if there's no such place on the on YouTube, even though there is. I could probably find some for you, but I mean, hey,
I don't know anybody that's going to put us on a thing that isn't Christian or atheist. Who the hell are you talking about? How you know that there's nobody out there? You don't know anybody.
You don't know that. That's the problem. You have no idea what you're talking about here either.
And I sure as hell don't know anybody that's not...
Oh, and by the way, the purpose of that would be to reach out and say, hey, would you be willing to host me and this other person? And we could find somebody that would be willing to so graciously have us both on your channel. And with all the conditions set herein on this comment that you refuse to show the rest of. So, just saying.
Either a non-believer or Christian. What are you talking about? So basically he's saying he wants to get as many views as possible. And I'm saying let's do this over on Steven and have TTOR broadcast it so we can try to accumulate as many views. You're more than welcome to post to your own channel. According to your channel, you've got thousands of subscribers. So why don't you connect it to yours and let your audience hear? Most likely, no matter what we say or do or how we debate, they're going to agree with everything you say, even if you sound like a complete and utter moron.
Oh man, the lack of self introspection here is just amazing beyond belief. First and foremost, you do this on your own channel where all of your people that are sitting in on your chat are agreeing with you and making the same straw man BS arguments that you make. And so you would want the same thing. But this guy's a moron for wanting to do it on his larger channel with 8,000 subscribers versus your 640 something subscriber channel, whatever, that you're going to delete, by the way, in like, I don't know, a few months. I'm guessing a few months. I'm going to say probably in August. I'm going to say you're going to delete this channel. That's just a prediction here.
Because they're sheep. That's what sheep do. They'll agree no matter what.
Oh, and by the way, this is just par for the course. He goes on like over the next few minutes. So what we're going to do, we're going to cut to 12:48 for the sake of time. We're going to cut over to 12-minute marker.
Except that they're them to you right. I claim somehow he can glance at about me or
yeah, like you did in that. Oh, okay. So this also was an important part. Yeah, you're going to glance at it and make half-baked response videos to it, which is exactly what you did. And I was able to nail to a T, because in my Brett Keane lack of substance videos, that's exactly what you did to his initial challenge. You took it and you said, I don't know why you want to debate evolution anyway. You're paranoid. You're paranoid, you're touchy, and blah, 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 and evolution's BS, you know, God did it, so, you know, whatever. Like, that's exactly what you fucking did. And now you're here saying, oh, man.
Other atheists in general and apply them to me and say, look, all atheists are like this. Then claim somehow he won without doing anything. Again, I just explained my perception of what winning actually is.
And yet, need I remind you, hold on, where was it? Where was it? Oh yeah, here it is. I tried to censor this guy's name out, but whatever. So, destroyed 1,000 atheists in debate. Destroyed. Right? Man. Destroyed, huh? Well, I'm glad that you've set out your specific idea of what winning and losing is, but man, destroyed, huh? So I guess that means you won? Right? Because, I mean, if you've destroyed people, that means that they didn't do so well. And, you know, hey, whatever.
When God wins, I feel like there's winning. When God is able to receive a soul, to me, that is winning. Mouthing off to another person in a debate or discussion,
like you did in your previous video, yes, exactly like that. Yes, Brett.
Is not considered winning. And as far as you go, Junior, the reason why I treat you so without consideration, and
this is important. I really want AJ. If you see this, AJ, this is what he really thinks about you. By the way,
don't have the respect from me, unlike some other atheists out there who I do respect, is because of the constant running, the constant mouthing, and I've also
no evidence for this, by the way.
Seen how you've abused and disrespected other Christians out there. Your entire channel is meant to mock people's beliefs, their faith, and insult them repeatedly. You deliberately Photoshop Christians' faces to try to make them look warped and ugly and stupid.
Oh, really? Oh, really? I'd love to see you show that. Not the warp in the faces like you do here, like, because you're a hypocrite. But show me all that. Show us all of that he did. Show us all that.
That's your entire niche. Your little...
It's niche, by the way.
Skit. So forgive me if I don't take you seriously. If you would have came into my room a long time ago and didn't have that kind of YouTube channel and said, hey man,
if you didn't have a channel that, you know, you made for the sake of making it and talking about what you want to talk about and having freedom of speech, then I wouldn't be sitting here insulting the piss out of you. But here I am.
What kind of music are you into? What you doing today, guy? You and I could have become buddies. We could have been friends. But you made a choice. And it's probably because in your real life you feel like an irrelevant person. You probably don't have very many actual friends outside of YouTube. So this is your way of doing it. If you were to just make normal content and just say hello.
If you were able to make normal content that is so bland and innocuous to where you don't actually say anything of substance, then I wouldn't be doing this to you right now. Why didn't you conform to my standards, AJ?
To people, how you doing and all that, nobody'd watch you. But because you crawl on the back of Kent Hovind and
oh, shut up. Don't even dare. Don't you dare. Hold on.
you claw away at his back over and over and over again, this is how the only reason why anybody watches you.
Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, about 8. So there's 8 videos that you can go look up on Odyssey right now. It's going to be towards the older section of Brett's videos. And there's 8 videos dedicated to attacking Kent Hovind. And a friend of his, who was it, Chris Jones? Yeah, over some PDF file allegations, right? And there's 8 videos about it. And there's some videos that are out even after he made a quote-unquote public apology that's about 8 minutes long, that you can go look at his Odyssey channel right now before he runs and deletes them. But and then there's other live streams and interviews with Ken Hovind and another woman named Cindy. But overall, I'd say there's about 15 videos about it, and it wasn't just on Odyssey. It was on an old channel called BK Radio from 2023. But he took all those videos and put them onto Odyssey. Right after the goodbye video, he put them all on Odyssey, and they're still there, just sitting there, collecting dust. But point being, point being, you have no room to talk about anybody digging into Kent Hovind on anything. You cast aspersions on Kent Hovind. You made a video with a thumbnail. I'm going to show you here. You made a video with a thumbnail that with Ken Hovind's face on it. And it said #KidToucher underneath it. Grab it right now for you. Give me 2 seconds. Where'd it go? Just disappeared. Here we go. Here we go. Right there. Yep. That was on an old channel called, you can see his icon right there. It was his BK Radio insignia. But this is on Odyssey right now. If anybody doesn't believe what I'm saying here, this is on Odyssey. But right there. Right there. So you cast aspersions on him for being a kid toucher, even though in the video it was clickbait. The video talked about Chris Jones' friend and all that drama from all those years ago. So I think Atheist Jr. is well within his right to critique or attack Ken Hovind on evolution or his backwards worldview regarding Christianity and dinosaur Legoland that he's got going on over there. So
Just putting that out there for you, Brett.
If someone were to ask right now to another person, who's Atheist Junior? Oh, they'd say, oh yeah, that's that guy that makes all the Kent Hovind videos and talks trash.
Man, you were exhausting. Anyway, yeah, just kind of refer to what I just said. Oh, Jesus. This is just so bad. This is so bad for you, Brett. Oh, man. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man.
I think he had a couple of people that knew Kent Hovind, and they ran their mouth alongside.
Oh, by the way, I wonder what Kent would say if he were able to see all these old videos, too, by the way. You made a public apology to him that was like 8 minutes, and then a couple of weeks later, some quote-unquote new information dropped in a new video from you. It was about a stacker. It was about a row up. And you said, "I'm done defending Kent Hovind." That was the title of the video. And you kind of hammered back into the whole, well, maybe Kent Hovind knew about it, this whole Chris Jones thing, and he just kept it from me, like I needed to know anything about it. Like, whatever, dude. You're such an idiot. Such a hypocrite.
Of them. That's what you're known for.
No, he's not. No, he's not, by the way. I'm not going to sit here and defend him all night, but no, he's not. Atheist Junior is not known for that.
What's weird is I actually think that you believe that what you're doing is relevant. You actually
the projection much.
think you're doing some kind of favor to the world, like you're contributing to existence with this. It's not. It's boring. It's dull.
So I'm going to respond, since this is my comment, as I demonstrated to you earlier. I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm going to go ahead and assume that this commentary was kind of made to me. I'm not going to pretend it was made to me. It's not boring, Brett. It's called a actual respectful challenge that was made directly to you. And so it's not boring. This is just you lying through your teeth about what the comment's purpose was, and running away from the challenge itself. So, and like I knew you would.
And it's like a little gnat that just flies around and pecks at people and all that, and then it goes away and you don't remember it 5 minutes later. That's how I feel about you. But again,
Atheist Junior, there you go. That's how Brett feels about you. That's exactly how Brett feels about you, your content, and what you talk about in a live show whenever he wants to pretend to be nice to you. And then he'll come and do this scummy shit. So, take it how you will, but...
because I'm a nice guy, because I'm willing to talk to anybody, I put it out there. Okay, sure, I accept your challenge. Keep that in mind, ladies.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to skip to the 16-minute markers. There was something there I wanted to address. Hello? Hello? Now let's reopen it. Right.
I don't mess with the community page. Accepted it. Okay, I've accepted it though.
Yeah, we know. We know.
I've already made a video accepting it. I already posted in my community page, accepted it.
Uh-huh.
If Brett wants to claim that he's a well-known speaker, as his channel puffs him up to be.
Right, like it does. And here's your grand illusions from your Spotify description, right? Brett Keane is a dynamic artist, author, and radio host whose creative output spans music, literature, and engaging video content. I mean, no, but hey. You can pause this and read it. I'm not, but hey, the funny thing is that, again, you're not a musician, you're barely an author, and I've never seen a painting by you. What do you mean artist? By the way, what do you mean you don't make art? At least I've never seen you make art. Maybe, I think in one of your books you had a little scribbling of a tree in there. But even still, who the hell knows who drew that actually? Because you probably ripped it from some art forum and didn't credit the actual artist who drew it. But hey, you know, that's on you, right? Multifaceted tech. Oh my god, dude, just suck yourself off harder. Ugh.
I don't have to claim anything, you jackass.
Oh, but here's the point. Here's the point. If Brett wants to claim that he's a well-known speaker, right, he dodges this statement to say that he's only well-known. He was never a professional speaker, right, like I just showed you in a Spotify screenshot. And he's never been regarded as somebody who's a good orator, right? So that was the point of this. On his old Twitter description, it said, he said that he was a well-known speaker, right? And that he was he used to be an atheist speaker back in the day, back 20 years ago. Even though he wasn't a speaker, he was a vlogger. He was just a guy who put out videos on the internet. He might have talked to people, sure, but he wasn't a speaker like going around doing forums and panels or giving lectures at university or anything like that. He wasn't a speaker in that regard. That's what I was saying here.
Every atheist on the net at least know me as much that I've been on video for 20 years. There's no atheist room you can go to, or Christian room, and mention my name and people go, huh, who's that? Everybody knows who I am.
Well, not everybody, but hey. So let's see. Was this it? This might have been it.
Every discussion or debate that I went in was an exciting one. Not every one turned out good for me. There's some.
Oh, I thought you said you destroyed 1,000 atheists in debate, though. I thought you said you destroyed them. What happened? What happened with that?
I went into where people personally attacked and they lied.
Yeah, the personal attacks like you just made in this video right here that we're talking about, and the previous one that I have up on my channel right now. Yes, that one, the whole personal attack situation, right? I don't want to attack anybody, but somebody called me. Here's a dubious recording that I unscrambled. I don't want to personally attack anybody, but somebody called me a bad no-no word. I don't want to personally attack anybody, but your father's a scammer, right? I don't want to personally attack anybody. Whatever.
And they made up stories about me, and there was no real way to be able to deal with a problem like that. If you go into a room and you happen to have 10,000 subs, you take the guy who flushes toilets with 10,000 subs, he runs his mouth a little bit.
All right, let's take a break from this for a second. The whole point being, Brett, you act all tough and shit on video, and then a live show, it's let's all play nicey nice and huggy hug with sunshine and rainbow lollipops. You're a two-faced, disingenuous scumbag liar. You do not deserve the friends or the acquaintances you have, right? Now imagine this for a moment. Say Brett didn't understand who this comment here was made by, being myself, and he genuinely thought that Atheist Jr. wrote it. It's unbelievable to me that such an innocuous comment would send him over the edge enough to make a main channel video in which he attacks, well, me, really. He's not attacking, he should be attacking me, but instead he's pretending that Atheist Jr. wrote this. He's attacking me in such a bitter way over all of it. Now, if he would have had the stones just to put out the comment, like, in its entirety, and say yes or no without any of this, I wouldn't have said anything to him. I would have just said, all right, whatever. That's all. It didn't have to be this big spectacle, and it didn't have to be a back and forth attack drama pit, right? Well, it's not really a drama pit. I'm just kind of, because I actually can show evidence for what I'm talking about, and this is going to be the last time I talk about it. But I'm not having fun while I'm doing it. So, seriously though, like I said previously, you didn't have the balls to say any of this to Atheist Jr. on the channel live show you did called Planet of the Apes, before changing it to Cosmos and Evolution. And so I have a link here that I'm going to post in my chat. I'm gonna post that link right there. and people can go watch that. Now, you didn't bring this up because he would have probably said, I didn't write this. And he would have deconstructed it simply by asking you to show where you got this comment from. Hey, show me the email, Brett. I didn't say this. Banned. Right? Anyway. So, again, Brett knew full well that this was a comment and not an email. This was written by me, not Atheist Jr. And the fact that you couldn't even scroll down to the rest of it is beyond telling. You're pathetic, you're incredibly hasty as far as pulling the trigger on something you didn't even bother showing the full context of, and you're a frightened little crybaby who can't actually engage in a real debate. Now, another strange thing about this. Let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. So, this was the comment section of that video. And you got your normal spiel here, whatever. Now, this is dated as, let's see, when was this dated? Oh, wow, May 14th at 3:23 p.m. Huh, strange, about the same time I pulled that video, right? Anyway. So, here's Proverbs guy saying he never saw this coming, right? Kind of in jest. But point being, Proverbs guys knew that I posted this comment that he's showing here. So either two things. Proverbs guy either didn't watch the video, or two, he saw this comment, knew who it was from really, and didn't call Brett on it. And didn't address it to him. Strange behavior. He knew full well who I was, what I said in his other video, and then he reacted to your video in this way. So somebody who sees this level of bullshit going on and doesn't say anything about it, neither on this video nor in the live show, is very odd, right? Odd almost to the point of being complicit in your lies. And before he runs away and posts "no way" on another video of yours, Brett, look, the screenshot is dated as what I just showed you. So we can't retroactively go and say, look, this other video is what it's from. Look, here's that comment on this video. No, that's not how it works. Not how it works. Now, the fact that PVG would let this slip by is very, very strange indeed. So, here's the real kicker. Brett has since deleted this video we're watching right now. And after the live show, the link that I just put into your chat right there. Here's a response. Which, I don't know, you probably unblocked me or something, or maybe you can see it and you just put it in the comment description. I have no idea. But here's you responding to me on a comment thread. And I wonder where that comment section is. Could it be... Oh, the comment section wherein Proverbs Guys Ministry ats me and ats you in that whole conversation, right? About the debate challenge? This one right here? Weird, right? Weird. So, you put a comment on the same thread as what you're talking about here. You see the problem? You're lying through your teeth because you know exactly where this you knew exactly where this comment came from, and it came from this thread right here. It came from this thread right here. This whole thing. That being said, he pivots, he dodges the challenge, and then says, "The room's open for you, buddy. The room's open for you." No. Brett, you had your chance to man up and accept a very fair challenge, and then you ducked it. Too bad. So, you can clearly see why he made sure not to scroll down, nor to include the part above it as dated as 2 days ago where PVG mentions my channel and Brett's to drop Brett's a chance. He tagged Brett to draw his attention to the comment because I mentioned that he has me blocked, or I'm sure he does, because some of the comments some time ago when I would post on his channel, they didn't get responded to, and so I'm thinking either I'm shadow banned or I'm blocked. So either way, it doesn't matter. Nonetheless, it's over. It's all over. I've proven my point here. Brett, you're a coward, right? Brett's commentary on this during this whole video was more than enough for me to understand that he's, he doesn't want to actually engage in a real debate because he's an intellectual fraud, right? He doesn't want to debate in a regimented format wherein people have to adhere to rules. He wants to be able to either run away, be able to delete the video, or to be able to boot people out once they start demolishing his fragile or otherwise non-existent arguments. He doesn't want thousands of people to see him on a channel wherein the audience can't be his own friends or fan base, also allowing them to comment on the video where he can't delete them or disable the comments completely. You also wouldn't want people remembering who you were and saying, hey, I thought he was supposed to be banned from this site. What happened? Or start trolling you in the chat, right? Because, I mean, really, you deserve it. Let's be honest here. But you really wouldn't want people who, get the gears turning in their head and be like, wait a minute, I remember this guy. This was a scumbag liar back in the day. Wow, he dog dropped somebody. Huh, weird. Anyway, so you're just afraid. And if you would have just man up and said no to the debate on, directly to me, this wouldn't be an issue. So, to wrap it up, this complete and total failure of yours is just one of 100 videos that people can go watch and see Brett getting his ass handed to him on a silver platter. You can go watch my own videos, where I run his old website articles through a plagiarism checker. You can go read his Encyclopedia Dramatica page. You can go watch Rogue Internet Man's video about Brett's history on the internet, which is obviously a million times more entertaining than this. Or you could simply just type in his name to YouTube and get your fill from all the channels that put out an honest picture of who he really is. So once again, if this video goes down or anything on my channel, I'll re-upload it all on other channels and until it stays up permanently, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, it's over. Thank you for watching. Thanks for hearing me out. Have a good rest of your week. Go do something productive. Go spend time with your family. Go barbecue. Go to a dance. Right? Go to a gym. How about that? Actually, go to a gym. Go run a couple of miles, right? Go do something active, right? Go be in the sun. Go to the beach, right? Go work out outdoors. Go get something done. Clean your house, right? Drink a bunch of water. And just clean your house and listen to this. Oh man. So either way, that's that's my end of the stream. I'm not really. I don't think I need to finish this video. I think towards the end he. Hold on. Wait. There was. Yeah, he was careful. He was really careful not to scroll down past this. Because he would have gotten into the other comments to show the top of my name would have popped up, and he couldn't have been able to give you this rendition of what happened, which is a fully baked lie. So let's see. And again, if you want to go check out my previous video on this topic before this happened, you can go check that out as well on my channel. It's called Brett Keane Lack of Substance. Let's see. Oh, and before anybody asks or anybody cares, right? I talked to Atheist Jr., right, on Discord, and that's it is what it is. I got to talk to him for like 10 minutes, and we were literally about to get to this point, and he just kind of abruptly left the call and said, oh, I'm just going to bed. Can you just kind of show me, just summarize it? I literally had the video up. We were just having audio issues. And he just abruptly left and didn't say where he was going and just went to bed, even though he said you know what, doesn't matter. It's all up here. I'm not going to slight the guy. He seems really nice. Way nicer than Brett anyway, because I've never seen an attack video on, of this level of vitriol on another person in such a dishonest and disingenuous way. But I mean, hey, If Atheist Junior wants to continue being nice to Brett, you know, and pretending that it's all like, hey, let's all just be professional and nice, guys, and then, you know, him still making videos like this and Atheist Junior just not caring, then hey, that's up to him. Doesn't matter. The only reason I'm talking right now is because this is my comment, and Brett ran for my challenge. So, case in point, it's done. It's gonna be here. People can look at it. I don't care. So, even still. So, what I'm going to do now, make sure that yeah, and I just got a response from Proverbs guys. He called me a troll because he just like Brett. Everybody that doesn't comply with all my rules and, you know, blah 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 is a troll. Well, it wasn't a troll. Hold on, I can actually show you that. Where's it? Oh no, hold on. So here's I'm gonna hold on. There we go. Yeah, you can see that now. I'm not gonna tell Brett that a troll wants to debate on if his music is AI or not. What? What are you talking about, dude? What are you talking about? I didn't say anything about his music being AI or not. Well, actually, I did, but I didn't address it in his comment. I don't know what the fuck he's talking about. Hold on, let me... Oh, so he did respond. Okay, so he did respond. Okay, so this was the comment that I left on Proverbs Guy's video. Let's see. I'm not going to tell Brett that a troll wants to debate on his music is AI or not. First and foremost, you know damn well that wasn't my debate challenge. And second, you know full well that this whole thing was faked. Right? This whole little email thing was faked. So I really don't want to hear anything from you about, you know, people being disingenuous or lying. Right? I'm not a troll. I never was a troll. And if I was a troll, then you wouldn't have interacted with me the way you did on that initial comment, wherein you thought I was legitimate enough to actually, you know, tag Brett and get his attention to the challenge. Right? So now I'm a troll. Right? Now I'm a troll to you. Cool. I'm glad that you're exposing yourself for what you really are, and that's a two-faced, backstabbing liar. Right? Just like Brett, who switches his mind every which way the wind blows, right? At a second's notice, right? Because I just formulate my opinions by whatever I last heard about it, and Brett said this guy's a troll, so you know, hey, whatever, right? Hey, whatever, this guy's just a troll. Well, sorry to prove you wrong, demonstrably wrong, and I mean this isn't anything new from you know, obscure, subpar level, quote unquote, wannabe streamers and debaters on YouTube. Nobody takes your content seriously. It's a, you know, and by the way, nobody's having the debate anymore like it was in 2008. People still do debate this, but it's not, you know, the lines of battle aren't that really well drawn anymore. And it's all just kind of a mix, and everybody's just kind of, you know, doing their own thing. There's some pockets here and there, and there's some enclaves here and there, but really, it's, you know, you're not any one step above me or below me. Like, you and I are on the same level here, right? Because I put out, this is pretty much a shit posting channel, right, that I have. And yours is a Christian ministry that gets little to no views. So, I mean, hey, that's, you know, yeah, you do you, bro. You do you. I'm a troll. Yeah, it's so par for the course for people like this and Brett. It's like, oh, everybody's a troll. That you're just a troll. Like, no, dude, I'm actually showing what I'm talking about. I'm not a troll. So, you can go off and, you know, be butthurt that I exposed both you and Brett for what you really are. You know, I was cordial and nice to you in the beginning, but now I'm not, because you know, you're just lying through your teeth here, just like Brett is. So, that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna check something real quick. Be done with all this in a moment. Just making sure that my audio is working properly. It was earlier. I'm just making sure that everything was picked up, right? My comment, as I demonstrated to you earlier, I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm going to go ahead and assume that this commentary was kind of made to me. I'm not going to pretend it was made. So it's not boring. This is just you lying through your teeth about what the comments purpose was, and running away from the challenge itself. Okay. Okay, yeah, okay, this is all perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and hop off. So again, thank you for the viewers that watch this later on. I know there's nobody watching. Yeah, who cares? Anyway, this is just for my sanity. Really, if nobody else watches it, this is for my sanity. Because, and people can find it later and say, huh, what the fuck happened here? So, anyway, have a good night. Have a great week. Go to the gym. Eat more protein. Get some leg work in. Get some shoulder work in. I want to see some improvements. Do some pull-ups. Pull-ups are important. Compound lifts are important.